Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Elite Wrestling World. I am your host GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here for AEW Collision post show review. Banger card we have for tonight. Jack Paddy defending the national title against El Clone. 10-man tag between Bucks, Rascalz versus the Dogs and Death Riders. Syndicate and Jericho versus the Demand in Action. And Thekla and Skye Blue versus Persephone and Alex Windsor. So let's get dive into it and talk about that. So we started off with FTR kicking off Playoff Palooza Collision special. Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood kicked off the show and they addressed Adam Copeland's stipulation of him and Cage challenging FTR for a match at Double or Nothing, and if they lose they will be retired as a team. Wheeler said they accepted Copeland's stipulation as Harwood laid a cold hard truth on Cope and Christian nobody wanted them here. Harwood said that the New York street fight sounded like a great idea, but he wanted to up the stakes and he suggested an I quit stipulation to be added on that as well. After Copeland and Cage were done, they could continue on their nostalgia run while FTR would continue to be the greatest tag team of all time. So I think so this is a great stipulation and I quit match with a street fight. It's gonna be a fantastic match at Double or Nothing. First action of the night, the Conglomeration versus the Don Callis family for the trios titles. Conglomeration made their way to the ring and they got into a confrontation with the FTR as well. O'Reilly and Hechicero kicked things off for the match as we got a shot out between the two technically sound wrestlers. O'Reilly transitioned from an arm drag into a side headlock. O'Reilly kicked his foe in the chest and tagged in strong. Archer tagged in for his team and got into Cassidy's face as well. Archer took Strong down with a huge shoulder block. Andrade and Cassidy in now. Cassidy hit Andrade with his kicks before he removed Andrade's belt from his waist. Cassidy then stripped Andrade of his pants as he hit him with a drop kick as well. Andrade with punches to the face in the corner as Strong and Cassidy followed suit with the 10 punches, or in Cassidy's case a single punch. We saw Archer was repositioned out of the ring as Cassidy tagged in O'Reilly the Canadian. Buzzsaw teed off with kicks to Andrade before Hechicero tried to get ahead of this thing. Strong then grabbed Cassidy and used him as a makeshift battering ram against Andrade and Hechicero as well. Cassidy avoided a blackout from Archer but found himself sucked into a black hole slam for a very close near fall. O'Reilly and Strong were caught into a double choke slam. Cassidy held Archer by the throat. He got hit with an orange punch, another orange punch from Orange Cassidy, followed by total elimination from O'Reilly and Strong on Archer, and that's the end of the match. Got the pinfall victory. Conglomeration retains the titles. That was a very good match. I loved this team of O'Reilly, Strong, and Orange Cassidy. They looks fantastic. We got the video package of Death Riders taking off Will Ospreay on Dynamite this past Wednesday. Jon Moxley asked Ospreay what he was trying to accomplish by breaking his neck. Moxley wondered what Ospreay exactly was. Moxley stated that Ospreay's body will break down eventually, but once he realized that there was a door beside that wall he could walk through and become whatever he wants to be. Moxley said he and Death Riders can turn Ospreay into a weapon that professional wrestling has never seen. He could either be just like everyone or anything you were meant to be. And then Moxley laid down on the floor and gave Ospreay a chair, told him to just break his neck, and we didn't get a chance to see if Ospreay took up Moxley's offer or not. So again, a very interesting story developing, and the character of Will Ospreay, what he will do to this offer, we will be seeing it in the coming weeks. I think so it's a very interesting story to tell. Next up is the 10-man tag, Death Riders and the Dogs versus Young Bucks and the Rascalz. That was a proper chaos match, party match that we like. Yuta and Xavier opened the match, but Connors and Finlay attacked as things soon turned into a full brawl between two teams. We saw Rascalz was on full display against Claudia as we saw some high flying action outside the ring. In the ring, we saw Wentz try to leap at Claudio, but he was locked into a sharpshooter as well. Fast paced action here as Claudio took down the Bucks with a clothesline on both of them. German suplex from Wentz to Garcia left his foot down and out. Blind tag from Reed as he hit Wheeler Yuta with a super kick. Clark Connors broke up the subsequent count as well. We saw Connors tagged in for his team while Nick Jackson entered. Nick hit an incredible leaping arm drag on both Connors and Finlay. We saw Rascalz and Bucks then hit Connors with the quintuple super kick. Even more high flying action as Connors was battered over and over. Diving splash from Bucks and the Rascalz as well. We saw Bucks hit Claudio and Yuta with the stereo bulldogs as Finlay avoided the BTE trigger. Inside the ring, Wentz was the legal man as he hit Finlay with a cutter. Wheeler Yuta intervened, which allowed Connors and Finlay to hit their double team spear suplex combo to pick up the win. So that's Riders and Dogs were the winners of this match. These multi-man tag matches in AEW end up being really fun sprints, and this one was no exception. Just a great match between all these guys. Backstage, we saw Kris Statlander, Hikaru Shida, and Harley Cameron. Mina Shirakawa were interviewed. Cameron took exception to comments that Shida made about her. Shirakawa wanted Shida to apologize, but Hikaru Shida insulted Cameron to her face as well. And then she said that her and Statlander would be defeating the Divine Dominion for the women's tag titles. That implication here was that Chiyakawa and Cameron appeared to understand that Shida was insulting them in Japan as well. So again, building up Hikaru Shida and Statlander for the women's tag titles match. That is gonna be a fantastic bout. Next up, we saw Kris Statlander in a quick match. The former AEW Women's World Champion fought to this local talent. This talent kicked Statlander from the apron as he hit a diving dropkick on her afterwards. Statlander quickly recovered and grabbed her and hit the Saturday Night Fever for the quick victory. Then backstage, we saw Lina Cross and Megan Bain were interviewed about the challenge of Statlander and Shida. The Divine Dominion said that there was no woman in this god-forsaken realm that looked like they did or dominated like they did. This wasn't a challenge, this was fate. So the match is set for Dynamite. It's gonna be Megan Bain and Lina Cross versus Statlander and Shida for the women's tag title. I think it's gonna be a fantastic match. Next up is Rouge versus Adam Priest. Adam Priest offered a handshake, but Rouge would not accept. Rouge obliged and got met with a chop from Priest. Then we saw Priest in the corner. Rouge continued the assault with elbows and headbutts to his opponent. Rouge looked to give the horns to Adam Priest, but stopped in the way and then posed with Tranquilo in the middle of the ring. Priest hitting a German suplex that looks brutal. Priest was stomped on again and again before Rouge sent him into the ring. In the corner, Rouge continued the stomps on Priest, then hit the bull's horns for the victory. After the match, he took the mic, reminded everyone that if you mess with the bulls, you get the horns. So Rouge is getting wins, and I think so he will be in action on Dynamite. So we might get Rouge versus Darby Allin for the world title in the coming weeks as well. And we got remarks from Konosuke Takeshita and Okada following Wednesday Dynamite as the two traded words about their upcoming AEW international title match at Double or Nothing. So I'm very much looking forward for that match. Next up is Skye Blue and Thekla versus Persephone and Alex Windsor. Windsor and Skye opened the match. Skye responded with some strikes of her own as the action was hard hitting to kick us off. Thekla tried to intervene but was dispatched while Skye was smashed with a dropkick from Persephone as well. Windsor continued the punishment until Thekla pulled at her legs, which allowed Skye to strike with a shot to the back. Then we saw Alex Windsor and Thekla versus Persephone. This was a 3 on 3 match. Skye was the referee, and Thekla was the judge. Windsor continued the punishment until Thekla pulled at her legs, which allowed Skye to strike with a shot to the back. We saw Windsor quickly recovered and hit a fierce running lariat on Skye, which allowed her to tag in Persephone. Persephone caught Thekla's leg and hoisted her up for a very nice fallaway slam. Thekla with a double clothesline as Persephone took flight with a crossbody on with that very close 2 count. Persephone tagged in and missed with a running attack in the corner, but she made no mistake on bridging German suplex. Thekla broke up the count as she and Windsor fought on the outside. In the ring, we saw Persephone took Skye down with a shotgun dropkick. Persephone set Skye up for her finisher, but Thekla provided a distraction as Julia had emerged and spat the black mist in Persephone's face, which allows Sky Blue to hit the cord blue on Persephone for the 3 count. So a very big win for Sky Blue, pinning CMLL Women's World Champion. So that was a great victory for Triangle of Madness. Next up is national title match Jungle Jack Perry versus El Clon. Perry posed to the crowd as Clon responded with a taunt of his own before this match started. Clon got hit with a monkey flip by Perry. Perry was trapped beneath the ring apron by Clon, who removed the cover on his mask. Clon stomped Perry's head while he was draped on the top of the steel steps. That looks brutal. Clon and Perry traded chops in the middle of the ring until Clon hit a nice kicking combination to gain the advantage. Clon's subsequent move was countered into a destroyer from Perry for a near fall. Perry's running knee was interrupted by Clon, who pounced with the elevated knee for the very close count of the match. Clon appeared to be doing Perry's own knee strike, but national champion got out of the way. Then Clon countered with the spinning backbreaker. That looks brutal. Clon looked like he was going to hit the moonsault from the ropes, but Perry countered it into a German suplex and Clon landed on his feet. Perry finished him off with a running jungle knee to retain the national title. I think this was a very good match, very action-packed match. And this Jungle Perry title run is going great, but we need some opponents for him. We saw Samoa Joe was talking with Hook, who was stating that he was out recruiting for the Ops when Anthony Bowens confronted them. Bowens was wondering what the decision was regarding his membership in the Ops. Joe remarked that there were no more vacancies in the Ops as he appeared to welcome Bowens into the group. So it's interesting to see what happens as Anthony Bowens joins the Ops. And in the main event, we saw the Demand versus Jericho and Hurt Syndicate. Jericho played to the crowd as the match officially got underway. Ricochet backed out and tagged Kaun in as the sides even out with all the 6 men in the ring facing off, and soon enough it turned out into a full-blown hockey fight fitting for playoff Palooza. Hurt Syndicate went to work inside the ring as they held the upper hand on Liona and Kaun. Benjamin dropped Liona with a DDT. We saw Ricochet had Jericho in a rest hold in the middle of the ring. Jericho got out of it and chopped at Ricochet's chest as well. Kaun failed to prevent Jericho tagging in Bobby Lashley, who was using his raw power strength to go and hit Ricochet and Kaun. Lashley hit an elevated spinning DDT on, and Liona broke up the count. We saw Jericho tagged in and had the walls of Jericho locked in on Ricochet before Liona ran in. Liona was stuck in the walls, but Ricochet broke it up as well. Then we saw Lashley hit Liona with a spear as Ricochet was felled by a cord breaker from Jericho. Somehow Ricochet kicked out, and that was a very close count. All 6 men were in the ring now as Liona missed with a diving attack on Jericho. Liona held Ricochet on the hold. In the chaos, Ricochet nailed a low blow on Jericho behind the referee's back before hitting the Ricochet for the pinfall victory in the main event of Playoff Palooza, a special episode of Collision. So again, a very good win for the Demand. Back-to-back weeks, Ricochet pinning Jericho. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the direction we go from here on for the Demand and Jericho feud. That's the end of the show, folks. Please guys, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.